Hello, I'm going to do a brief tutorial on how to make an icon for the Suave HD theme. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is open up Photoshop and open up the Suave template.psd that comes with the initial bundle. When you open that up, you're going to see a bunch of pre-made layers for you. You have your simple colors up top, and you can change shades and everything. We'll get to that. And then you also have a set of borders. You can see you have, pretty colored borders all pre-made for you. And there's also calendar, contacts, and note style that you can mess with. So for this example, I'm going to make the IMDb icon because it's a pretty simple one. So we're going to go to this website, the iTunes app artwork extractor. You can find this linked from a lot of places, including in the Suave thread. You're going to put in the name of the app that you're looking for, hit get the artwork, and it's going to come up with the IMDb logo. So we're going to copy this, and in our template, the IMDb icon is yellow, so this isn't really important. It doesn't really matter which background you choose if you're not going to be making the background yourself. So because I'm just going to be using the yellow from the IMDb, it doesn't really matter what color I choose, but if I were going to, cut the IMDb out, then I would probably want to pick a color. So I'm going to go ahead and just paste the IMDb logo into a new layer. If you're using a color that doesn't have these stacked, you're going to want to make sure, you might have to kind of drag the layer around to make sure that it's got this little arrow in it, which means that it's all bundled together under this layer, which, as you can see, has the vector mask that actually fits the icon so that it doesn't overlap into the outer areas. So we have our IMDb here, so I'm going to hit Control T, or you can go into the edit menu, which is transform, and I'm just going to resize this image basically so that it's the same size as the little box. So, pardon me, I'm using a laptop, so the mouse isn't fixed. So there we go. So we're just going to make this about the same size, and you can use these guidelines to center the image on and apply the transformation. Ta-da! So now you have a bunch of different options if you want to touch this up. Several of the layers, you can move this around if it's in a layer and you want it. Like it's in yellow, but it's not in blue, for instance. So this one, pretty simple, add stripes. You can mess with the opacity, make them darker. You can go into this bottom layer, the actual mask layer for the shape, and you can mess with inner glow and gradient overlay. I tend to leave the other three alone because that determines the outside of the icon, the shadow and everything. But the inner glow and the gradient overlay, you can see actually affect the color of the actual icon. So you can actually either right mouse click or double click and go into blending options, and you can mess with both of those or you can disable them. You also have under the finish folder here, if you open it up, you generally have these two layers. Some colors, the lighter colors, tend to have double copies of them. But these are basically the highlight at the top of the icon. You can see it toggling on and off, and then the shadow at the bottom. I tend to just, it's pretty simple. You can just mess with the opacity or, reduce it to one layer, double it to two, whatever you want to do to get it as light and dark if you want. So, that's basically a pretty basic icon. You can go into your filters and you can sharpen or blur, whatever you want to do. You can copy in elements. If we could actually cut out this IMDb and stick it on and make the background ourselves, but since it's such a basic icon, there's really not that much need for additional work. So once you've got the icon made, sorry for all the ums and ahs, you go to File and then Save for Web and Devices. And you're going to want to save it as a PNG. Sorry, my computer does not like expressions encoder apparently. So you're going to save this as a PNG. 24 means it's the greatest quality. And you're going to make sure that transparency is ticked. And then you're basically just going to save that into your whatever folder of icons on your computer. And then if you don't already know, you go to this website, the CF Bundle Identifier, and you can control find and put in IMDb, and it'll take you right to it here, and it'll give you the bundle name, and it'll tell you what the icon is actually called, so that when you copy it over to your phone later, you can make sure that you have it in the right place, and then it'll work with the theme. So there you go, simple Suave HD icon, and I hope that this helped you guys out and helps you make your own. Thanks for watching.